Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. So, a little while ago, I hosted a very special Wings of Fire design contest. It was unlike any other I've organized before. It was up to you guys to create your own Wings of Fire winglet. All that was required was a name for your group and designs for at least 3 of the dragons attending Jade Mountain Academy. But oh my goodness, did you guys blow me away with this? It's definitely been my favorite contest ever to host, just because of how creative you all are. From digital art to traditional works, dragon puppets, knitting, stuffed animals, and much more, I truly got an even better look into just how talented this fandom really is. And while I loved every entry, I'm going to be unveiling the top 15 here today. But before I begin, a huge shout out to my patrons. Dravther95, Thistle, Noobto, Pyronuke, Avril, Pancake, Escarada, Adequin, Alice Cleaver, Shadowhunter, and Atlas Stargazer. Thank you all so much for supporting me. Links to their social medias are in the description down below. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the video. Coming in at number 15, we have the Opal Winglet by Daydream Vids. This story takes place in 5030 AS, which is 18 years after the events of the Flames of Hope. Here's a gorgeous art piece of the characters who make up this winglet, covering each tribe, and even hybrids. Oh my goodness, I think Skink's tusks and curved horns are awesome. And just look at all the pretty colors used for these dragons. I love them. Everybody is so perfectly designed and creatively made. I just adore it. I think Fate Decider is my personal favorite because of how his look combines both gold and several shades of gray. In 14th, we have Sadie. They submitted the Lapis Winglet, which features a very dynamic group. First off, I just love the lore for each of them. And their designs, I'd love to read about this winglet someday because they already seem so amazing. Your art style mixed with these fabulous choices truly created something both memorable and marvelous. Coast and Senno are definitely my favorites. You ate this up. I had to include your submission. Flying in 13th, there's Banana Dragon's creation, the Geode Winglet. Holy cow, the detail here is just immaculate. I was literally stunned when I first saw this. Look at all the details, especially on Omensight, Whiplash, and Lavandula. These characters are so pretty, and reading about their story and finding each other through Jade Mountain Academy was fantastic. You really showed your creativity and talents here with this winglet. This is great all around. Soaring into 12th place, we have Rockris's group, the Howlite Winglet. I love that name. This one features Arcus, a Skywing, Boomslang, a Sundragon, an Elk, and Ice Mud hybrid. These color palettes you picked are so cool. Elk's design reminds me a lot of Vitiligo, which is definitely a product of his hybrid status. Man, I'd love to learn more about this well-designed trio and their adventures at the Academy and beyond. Good job working on this submission. It's been something I knew would end up on this list from the start. Arriving in at 11th place is Climbing Rose's creation, the Agate Winglet. They made so many different dragons for this, which had me very excited. I love everybody's names. And it's super interesting to see a class dynamic like this one, where things aren't exactly perfect. I'm absolutely digging every character's design and the thought process that went into making them. I could totally read a book about these guys. You have me that interested. I can't get over how much I love what you entered into the contest, because there's so much detail and talent on display here. 10th place brings Logstay. Unfortunately, I don't believe they submitted the name of their winglet, but this group of students is composed of so many interesting characters. Man, the lineless work here is stunning, and just made me love each dragon's look even more. They're all so different from each other, and that features the most gorgeous color palettes, patterns, and other design elements. OCs just can't get better than this. In ninth, we have Ren, who created the awesome Garnet Winglet. Each member's design is based on a flag, and these guys are so colorful and mesmerizing. I love the creativity for each of them, and getting to learn more about this fun winglet was just a highlight of my day. You have a total knack for coming up with patterns, oh my goodness. Plus, your art style works so well with these dragons. I need to see more characters designed by you right away. This is amazing. 8th place brings 𝙈𝙊𝙍𝙁𝙊 and the Amethyst Winglet. There is a lot of awesome art of these dragonettes, and tons to talk about. Learning about all their incredibly creative backstories and personalities is just a total blast. The richness brought these characters to life is so apparent. I'm just obsessed with their colors, how unique they look, their abilities, and all the features that make these OCs great. I truly enjoy getting to hear more about this friend group and their adventures. You totally won me over with the info, designs, and art here. Right when I saw this submission, I knew the Amethyst Winglet would be perfect to include in the final video. In 7th place, there's Lightbringer, the creator of the Bronze Winglet. Meet Barn, Lapis, Feathers, Dreamcatcher, Hyena, Howlite, Iron, Emperor, Griffinfly, and Olive. This winglet is incredibly diverse, featuring dragons from every tribe on both Pyria and Pantala, including a hybrid spot in the class. First off, all these characters look amazing. They're so perfectly designed, it is beyond cool. And secondly, the art style just truly brings them to life. I can't get enough of the colors, patterns, and everything that makes these dragons unique. It takes true skill to make such interesting and awesome characters, and you've done it. Just look at everything. I need to learn more about them. Our 6th place winners are actually a duo. Meet the Alloy Winglet, developed by Unicorn Cupcake and QWERTY. These two had a lot to say about these fabulous dragons, and I really can't get over their submitted designs. Sea Lion and Starfruit have to be my favorites. The former is just so different all over and colored beautifully. And for Starfruit, the idea to use black and green for a rainwing is genius. Oh my gosh, you guys just knocked it out of the park with this. Look, y'all, these OCs are just remarkable. Now it's time to get into the top 5. In 5th, we have Silly Dino for Real. They developed the Ametrine Winglet, composed of so many special dragons. Everyone here looks great and stands out so much. These have to be some of my favorite Wings of Fire OC designs ever. I can't wait to see what else you do with these clawmates, because the creativity is already showing in their appearances alone. Stellar, captivating work that had to take center stage in this video. Congratulations! Poppy Coco secured 4th place with the Condor Winglet. Just as the name implies, these dragons were all inspired by various birds, which is such a cool concept. Unlike other classes at Jade Mountain Academy, this winglet was formed to be a bit experimental. Jaw-dropping cues were used for this, and the bird theme is very creative, adding to the charm and grandeur of each character. Don't even get me started on the lovely patterns, oh my gosh. I've been in love with this for a while, and to put it on the top 5 was so great. Your submission is wonderful. The top 3 are now flying in. Sushi Coconut Smoothie made the Diamond Winglet, a group of dragonettes with such an interesting dynamic. Seeing all these characters just had me blown away. I mean, have you ever seen dragons with this incredibly detailed and different appearances? They're unlike anything I've ever seen before, and I could gush about them for hours. Look at Nightingale's markings, Algae's fungi, Tatal's scars, all of it. Oh my goodness, these just take the cake. You've proven your knack for designing and brainstorming dragonets, because this is on another level than anything I've ever seen. In second place, we have Reggie Draws Dragons, maker of the Opal Winglet. They submitted a trio for this one. Might I say, these characters have such cool names, I really love it. But their designs? When I was first looking through submissions, I had to stop when my jaw dropped upon noticing this one. The color picks, wing variations, patterns, expressions, and endless detail are truly a spectacle. If you've made more OCs in the Wings of Fire universe, I have to see them. These color combinations are out of this world, and you have cemented yourself as a second place winner because of it. Well done. I always notice something new to appreciate every time I look. And last of all, we have Random Mushroom soaring into first place. Say hello to the Obsidian Winglet, made up of several exciting dragons. Their tale together takes place 6 years after the formation of the Leaf Silk Kingdom, meaning they're incredibly diverse. We have a Mudwing, Seawing, Rainwing, Nightwing, Sand Sky Dragon, Icewing, and Leafwing. When I tell you I could not stop thinking about this Jade Mountain Academy class, I am not exaggerating. The way their stories intertwine is just excellent. And don't get me started about the visuals, because we will be here all day. The little gold specks, the wings, the accessories, the color choices, everything is so pro-style. And if you started designing the next generation of Waft Dragons for the books, the entire world would love them. Man, it feels amazing to put such a nicely made entry into our top spot. Please keep using these guys because they are amazing. Something straight out of the novels times 100. I love it so much. Wow. I truly want to thank every single one of you who sent in a submission. I read all about your OCs and saw every design handed my way. The way the fandom comes together for things like this just makes me smile. All of you are greater than you know, both with your art skills and just as people. It's always so fun to make these kinds of contests, and there are lots more on the way. Thank you to everybody who participated, spectated, and supported this however they could. Everything was so special to me. But that's pretty much it for this video. Did you send in some designs? If so, talk about them in the comments. We want to hear about your dragons. And which submissions were your favorites? Let me know down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.